The American dream. The reason why most people immigrated to America. We hear a lot about it. It's all about inequality, freedom, and all that fun stuff. But is it really all it's cracked up to be? Welcome to DR2 Deadline. My first guest tonight is Professor Leslie Mann from Texas University. Good evening, Mrs. Mann.
Good evening.
So, let's just get started. Can you explain to us what is the American dream?
Well, the American dream is what you make it to be. If you want it to be about wealth and if you want it to be about income, you can say that your American dream is about that. That is the traditional way of the American dream. But now, because our society have evolved, the American dream is about much more than that.
Do you personally believe in the American dream?
Yes, I do. I believe that the American dream is about opportunities and that it's about the hard work you do to reach those opportunities. It is not about how much money you make, it is about what you do with those money and what you choose to do in your life.
Do you think the American dream is different for different people?
Yes, there have been made different studies of what people think is essential to the American dream. And most people think that it's a strong work ethic, so that's the thing about working hard. Where the least people think that it's being well connected to other successful people. And also down in the bottom is being wealthy. So we know that most people perceive the American dream as being free and having the choice to live how they want. It is about individuality and freedom and family and not wealth and real estate. The Americans, they seek what they believe and they are finding it in the national dream.
Do you think that the American dream has anything to do with the inequality America is struggling with at the moment?
Well, we still have a lot of opportunities in our country. It's just how to grab them, and because our young people, they continue to invent new opportunities. Like we have new jobs created all the time, especially in the tech industry. And everyone keeps coming up with new and innovative ways to create new jobs. So I think that the American dream is also about being innovative and making it into, taking it into your time and kind of forming it to be what you want it to be, and so that it fits in the time that we're in.
Thank you very much, Professor Mann. My second guest tonight is Professor John Johnson from Howard University. Good evening, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening.
So let's just start us off. Do you believe in the American dream?
I believe that the American dream back in the time was a thing, but I also believe now the American dream has ceased to exist.
Why do you think that?
Because after stuff like the Great Depression and the Break Wall Street, inequality has grown immensely. People's debts have also grown immensely, and most people now, actually 63% of people, believe that children would be worse off than they were beforehand.
But you mentioned inequality.
Yes.
Can you explain us a bit about that?
Well, now household debt has gone from about 60% of people who own households had debt to about 100% of people who now own a household is in debt in some sort of way. Income growth has also, for the middle class, has also been standing still since the 1990s, meaning that most middle class citizens have had the same income, not taken into account inflation, so that actually counts as less now.
How does this affect the single American?
The single American will have less spending money now, and they will spend those money they have in bigger quantities to get the same as they would have to be before. And given that there's a higher chance of them being in debt, this will also affect their lives, as they are no longer actual, as we would call, middle class citizens, but actually would count more as a lower class citizen.
Well, now we're talking about the American equality, but how does the American equality contrast to other countries?
Well, I brought along a graph some people called the Great Gatsby curve, and that shows USA's intergenerational immobility and the equality in two different axes. And you can see USA is actually in the top with most intergenerational immobility and most inequality, only taken over by countries like Argentina, Chile, Brazil, China, and Peru. Meaning USA is in a really bad place right now, especially for the middle class citizens.
Can you explain why?
Because compared to other countries, the American government doesn't spend as much time and money on making a cheaper healthcare for the people, and they don't make better security nets. So people who are in trouble financially will have a harder time getting out of it, and will have a larger chance of just ending up in larger debt.
Thank you very much, Professor Johnson. That's all we have time for. We have now heard from two experts with both very different points of view. One believes the American dream is the main driving force behind America, while the other one doubts its very existence. But is the American dream a real thing? Well, I'll leave that up to you, the viewer. My name is Lars Kromer Henriksen. This has been DR2 Deadline. Good night.